Okay, boys, we have some for-owner changes. Pretto Kiri on the title screen. Oh my goodness. Too bad they don't get any changes this time. But do you know who does get changes? Shinobi mains, after trying to frickin' get changes since like the beginning of whenever the character came out. I'll probably start with Shinobi, just because they have the most amount of changes. I was gonna save them for last, but everyone else's changes are a bit more lukewarm. Shinobi's gonna take up most of the time. And then at the very end, I'm going to talk about the option select changes, which is probably what people are going to be most upset about. I'll give my opinions on that later. They made changes to Shinobi, Orochi, and Raider. Where's my boy? Yes, my boy! One of the only characters that I don't have a rep in. At least he's not BP, I don't even have him unlocked. Haha. Oh well. So we'll just get into some changes then. They still do not have a testing grounds training mode, which is very fun because you want to fight against bots instead of actually doing things. There's either duel or dominion here, and in custom match, the best you can get is a testing grounds duel with a bot. So makes testing things a little bit harder, but it's not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, I'm just gonna go in order of what the patch notes actually say instead of just going over the stuff that is really good. Some of the stuff that is most of it's actually pretty good. So range attacks first, they removed it. I'm charging heavy there. It doesn't do anything. They also removed range guard break as an option. Ranged heavy can only be done after kicks and stuff. It's unblockable, it's guaranteed every time. Including... Throw a heavy at me, a rookie main. Throw a heavy at me! Including after that, the deflect, it'll do that. You can do the kick after one dodge. The kick after one dodge and two dodges have literally nothing different from them. So, I guess if you're trying to fish for deflects, you can do the double dodge, but there's no reason to go for either one. Because there's really no difference between them. Chains, yes, this is what I like. So, after your lights, instead of just standing there and then just having to backflip out, or just having to stand there, you can chain into Sickle Rain, which is that very high damage move, which, as you notice, is undodgeable on the sides and unblockable on top. Which, very, very nice, because that gets into some other stuff that they added, which I will talk about. Actually, I don't know which one's listed next. Let's see. Talks about Sickle Rain stuff. One of the really big things, since Sickle Rain is now an unblockable, if you get into it, after a guard break, you also get Sickle Rain. Which, very nice. They did slow it down by 100 milliseconds, so now it's 800 instead of 700, but that's not really going to matter, because, undodgeable. You're not going to be able to dodge and then block it unless you're a character that has a static guard, and then your guard was already on that side, or you have a pseudo deflect and you dodge to that side. But anyway, guard break leading into Sickle Rain, definitely going to be very, very good, just from neutral. But they made Sickle Rain even better incorporated into other stuff, which should probably be next. Flip kick, that's actually going to be a little bit hard to show here. After the flip kick, if you land it, a Roki bot, which you kindly, you can do a heavy, and it does a 15 damage heavy follow-up. So, you can either do the heavy. After the roll-up is whenever the mix-up is. Because you can either do the kick into the guaranteed hit, or you can do Sickle Rain, which, you can notice after the roll-up, you can kind of just react to it, and then, throw a light or something to interrupt it. But if you're just, like, putting it in your combos, then it might be harder to actually see. Something that you might have noticed if you actually tried these changes out for yourself is that after the front roll, it is actually really hard to input like, anything. You have to do it during the roll instead of after. I think they did that just so you couldn't delay any of the options, but it makes it really hard to actually do anything. So you have to input it during the roll. You can't do it at any other time. Like there, I did it even like right before the roll ended. Nothing happened. You have to do it like at the beginning of the roll. You have to input, which that's something you just have to feel out for yourself because there's really no visual cues for it. But you know, it's something that's gonna affect people probably a little bit. They might end up changing it, or they might not. Who knows? I already said flip kick gains the guaranteed heavy. The sprint attack also guarantees the same thing. Yep. It just didn't do it. Nope. Okay then. Maybe you have to lock on. Yep, you have to lock on for it. So if you stay out of lock, it doesn't work. The combo heavy attack is just the same thing that I just showed. It's just the heavy after the flip kick and or the sprint attack. And it says it combos, it chains into Sickle Rain, which I didn't actually see. I tried to do that and it just didn't let me, so I'm gonna see if it's just a weird timing thing. I spammed it as fast as I could and it did it, so let's see if it's a thing where you just can't like delay it. Nope, you can delay it. I was just stupid apparently. So yep. The flip kick definitely. The flip kick follow-up definitely combos into Sickle Rain. So that's gonna make it so after the kick you can actually keep going. The Sickle Rain is going to be your chain finisher, like how Glad's Toe Stab was before they changed that. So anytime that you throw out the Sickle Rain, it's going to be the end of your combo pretty much, because there's no follow-up after, because that's your chain finisher heavy. So no matter what it is, including after a guard break. So after a guard break you do Sickle Rain, you're immediately back in neutral. No one has the advantage or anything. You just get a lot of damage. It's a little bit over 30, which is a lot better than most characters get. So Shinobi's now a pretty decent character for guard breaks. The only problem would actually be getting in to, you know, feint the unblockable. Try to do something with, you know, your newfound 50-50 with Shinobi.
Round 9.
So the option select changes do help with that, which we'll get to that later. But for now... Oh yeah, backflip now changes to front roll. You probably saw me doing it earlier. It's not really too good, but yeah, after you do a backflip, you can do a front roll. Which, you know, kind of spicy, I guess. It's now also accessible on any hit that isn't range heavy, excluding zone, because zone is zone. I decided not to actually touch zone for this character for some reason. And now into the thing that's kind of weird is his deflect. For some reason, they made it so the light follow-up has been axed, so just know that. The heavy follow-up is now Sickle Rain, and the normal kick follow-up is no longer guaranteed, and Sickle Rain also isn't guaranteed. So they're trying to make it a mix-up. So after you actually get a deflect, if you do the kick, they can dodge it, which the Orochi bot didn't do there, but trust me. And then the other thing you can do... I did the kick. Well, at least there you could see that it's not guaranteed. After you actually do the deflect, you have to press square, which means that if you end up spamming it, then you might accidentally do the kick every time. It's no longer an automatic deflect, which Shinobi was the only character that had that. But it also, like, guarantees nothing, except for the little teleport behind. Another thing... Oh, shit. Please throw another heavy Mr. Orochi main. Thank you. Like there, I spammed it, accidentally gets the kick. Another thing you can do is the Sickle Rain, which does a lot of damage because it's Sickle Rain, but that's supposed to be your mix-up. You either do the kick into the ranged heavy so you can keep doing your combo, or you just do Sickle Rain, which also has a very strict timing to do, like with the forward roll. I don't know why they like to do that, but they do. It doesn't lock you into doing side, it would just make more sense to do side because it's undodgeable. And the undodgeable and blockable both do 20 damage for the initial hit of Sickle Rain, so there's really no reason to do like one over the other. Unless you know someone's gonna like dodge. Or if it's actually like part of your 50-50s dodging, which is pretty much most of the time. The only time you're really gonna be using the unblockable is if you know that they're not gonna dodge, because they don't really mind taking like the follow-up from the kick. Because I think that did like, what, 14-15 damage. Let me check, let me check, let me check, let me check Orochimain! 15 damage. Yeah, so they might just say, I don't really care about taking 15 damage, I'm always gonna just block. Well, Sickle Rain, you know, you also got the unblockable, so you can do your 50-50 then. So instead of doing the undodgeable, especially since some people usually don't expect people to deflect, so after you actually end up getting a deflect, most people probably aren't going to dodge, so you can just try to 50-50 by using the unblockable version of Sickle Rain. Because pretty much no one actually deflects in this game. At least on console, but that makes more sense. Yeah, I'm not calling the moves by their actual names because they're kind of weird. Like, teleport kick is just the teleport after the deflect. It's talking about how, like, oh, the teleport kick, not guaranteed anymore. Which you can see there. Orochimain kind of just dodged it. Which, a thing that's bad about that is that after the kick, if they end up dodging it, since there's no like ranged heavy you can do afterwards, because you can't just like charge it from neutral, you're stuck there. And they didn't actually add a dodge cancel, which is what you'd usually do afterwards. So characters like Orochi, if they did a dodge attack, then you'd actually be able to, if they tried to dodge attack your kick, you'd be able to soft feint your charged heavy into a dodge. And then after you soft feint the charge heavy into a dodge, then you can deflect. But now you can't really do that because, you know, you can't really soft feint from the charge heavy because it's not there anymore. Which, honestly, worth it, just with all the other changes, because, oh, I don't even know what the fuck happened there. Bop. You have to lock on, because, you know, why the hell not? And then you can do your 50-50, and you'd get probably that much damage from just joining a fight. So, I don't know, it kind of just reminds me of PK. Kind of sucks that they made it so, you know, no damage except for like the, how much is it? Just for the teleport? Let me check, let me check. Please, Orochi bot. Please, Orochi bot. Throw a heavy. Let's see how much that is. 1, 2, better not be 4. That'd be a glad moment. 4. Don't stop there. Please don't. Glad moment! Get fucked, Orochi bot. The reason I'm saying glad moment is whenever Glad gets his shit interrupted because, you know, doesn't go through hyper armor for some reason. It just does 4 damage. So Shinobi gets a guaranteed 4 damage from deflect, which is pretty play of game, I would say. Orochi bot. But he also gets, you know, other shit to do, like the kick, not guaranteed. But, you know, it gives you 14 damage. It's kind of like if you just did a kick from neutral plus 4 damage. Which, now that I say that out loud, is not a very good trade-off. But you can do Sickle Rain. So that's pretty cool. But you'd be able to do that anyway from just throwing lights, so... They kinda made the deflect pretty bad. It's not useless because, you know, Sickle Rain, but you can just do that from neutral anyway.
Victory.
So, overall, kinda made the character a little more... I don't know, it made him easier in some cases, but also made him, like, harder to use. Just, like, if you want to actually use the cool stuff that they added, then you have to, like, input things really fucking early for some reason. Like, the forward roll. Like there, I could have sworn I inputted it like really early, but apparently I didn't do it early enough. There, I did it like before the roll even started. I don't know why they'd make it so difficult to actually use the stuff that they added.
Victory.
But yeah, that's pretty much everything for Shinobi. They changed a lot of stuff, definitely made the character better, but I doubt people are actually going to be using too much of the stuff from, you know, the front flip kick and stuff, all the cool stuff that they added. I doubt they're really going to be doing too much with it. They might do the front flip kick, just because you can go into Sickle Rain. It's pretty much just going to be a game of landing Sickle Rain, because everything else does like a negligible amount of damage compared to it. Exactly how much does it do? You get 20, and then you get 3 1s, that's 23, and then 4 3s. So that's 12 plus 23. Okay, that's like that's a little bit of like spicy 35 damage. I'm trying to do math while also being chased by a Roki main. Why'd that feel so fast? Yeah, that's a pretty good amount of damage, not gonna lie. Especially for something that is supposed to be a mix-up. It's kind of like if all the frickin' 50/50s from bashes still did like 40 damage. Oh. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for Shinobi. He's definitely a lot better. People are kind of just gonna 50/50 from neutral. Don't expect them to do anything else, because you're just gonna fish for that 35. You're gonna do whatever it takes to get Sickle Rain, and happens to be the easiest way. Unless they want to kick in the forward roll. It really just depends on the person, I guess. Okay, boys, so I was just fucking around with Shinobi, you know, as you do. This is after I recorded all the other Shinobi stuff, and I figured something out, and that is that Shinobi's ranged heavy, in the patch notes, it called it a melee, which for some reason my brain didn't register. That means it's a bash. So that means that it can wall splat, which also means you get a free Sickle Rain after you do it if they hit a wall. So that means you get the 14 from the bash, plus 35 from that, just for landing a bash, which is like insane. Another thing is that you can get, you know, all your stuff after a parry. This is something I forgot to mention. Is that after a parry, you get the same exact thing that you do from the deflect. So they can still dodge the kick, and you can also do the Sickle Rain. So if you want to, you can just do the 50/50 from like just a normal parry. But the thing I'm worried about is that the fucking ranged heavy's a bash, so it wall splats. You're like actually 1 damage away from getting 50 damage from a single bash. Like, what is this? On my Shinobi? My Shinobi main? Have to go heavy. Yep, the heavy wall splats there, and then you can get a free heavy, or you can roll up and get a free Sickle Rain. If you're gonna go for the heavy though, it's more dependent on how far away they are. So you can make it do a little bit more damage if you do the heavy. By that I mean like by extending your chain. Because if you just go for the Sickle Rain, then it ends it. But if you go for the heavy, I'll try to show it off here. You can do heavy light and then do the Sickle Rain. because you can do it after the chain. So if I could just get you to throw a heavy. Oh, wait, I messed it up. And he didn't even lost plat. Wow. What a tragedy. Get over here, rookie main. Okay, that's way too close. Come, like, over here. Heavy light, and then you can do sickle rain mix up. So, as you can see, it does a little bit of damage, considering he was, like, almost at full health. Just a little bit of damage from one bash. Just a little bit of trolling. Oh my goodness. So yeah, Shinobi's definitely a lot better. I'm revising my end statement. The deflect is now actually completely useless because the riposte after the parry does 18 damage instead of 4 like the deflect does, which is a pretty big jump. You do the riposte, you get the same exact mix-up, and you know, you can also get this. You can also get the fucking follow-up sickle rain, which is guaranteed. That is very epic, and I am very appreciative of this change. I will be playing Shinobi now for no other reason than he is a bad character. Oh my god, 49 damage from one bash is very nice. He gets 49, and I don't like that he gets that just from a normal bash. You know, I feel like that might be slightly unbalanced. And I feel like it's a mistake. Because, yeah, making the ranged heavy bash kind of does that. Come over here, Roshi. Come over here. And if you can parry that, you can't really test that very well. If you can parry that, it's going to be a really, like, small timing. Like, with the Raiders zone, you pretty much can't parry it. And with, Shaolin's, like, after he does the stampeding charge, it's really hard to parry it. You can, it's just very strict timing. Same with if you get hit by the first hit of Shaolin zone. So it's gonna be pretty damn hard to, you know, not die from that 49 damage bash from Mr. Shinobi. And I thought frickin' 24 damage lights were bad before the CCU. No, we got the frickin' 49 damage bash now. And then you can also just add the 18 from the parry riposte if you get any parry. So, you know, that's a good amount of damage. So, don't let all those Shinobi mains tell you that he's a bad character. Birdman is the bad character, not Shinobi main. Okay, Orochi's change. There were a few decent Orochi changes, but first change after pretty much any attack, you can dodge cancel, which is pretty cool. You don't actually have to wait to get into your chains to do that. Next thing is lights. If you land one of them, it guarantees a second one, so it's kind of like they gave him his double top light on every side. That also includes after his dodge attacks and Riptide Strike, which is Riptide Strike next. No, it's not. Okay. Front dodge kick's next. They gave him the Tozen kick, which Tozen kick. It has a lot of range and looks very goofy because they probably just took the Tozen kick animation and sped it up. Actually, no. I think Tozen's kick was like standing, so I doubt it. But it's a kick. It's another bash from neutral. Probably 500. Yeah, 500 milliseconds. Yeah, 500 milliseconds can be performed. Holy shit, that is a lot of range. Can be performed 300 milliseconds into the dodge. There's no way we're gonna get this man out of stamina, so let's just... Yeah, there's pretty much no range that you're gonna be at where you're not gonna be able to land that kick. It is just big boy range. Guarantees a light. It counts as the second light in your chain, so it ends the chain. So afterwards, you have to dodge. Which, something that they added, which is very cool, I guess, is that Riptide Strike is now 500 milliseconds. Was it 500? Where is it? Yeah. Riptide Strike's now 500 milliseconds from all sides. And it also has iframes. So it's pretty much just a dodge attack now. Wait, it says that you can also do Riptide Strike going forwards. You have to do the back dodge variant. All sides, same. All do 20 damage. All unblockable. All undodgeable. All unreactable. At least on console. Not on PC, though, because PC players are clearly better. Now, let's see what they have next. Riptide Strike. No. Side and front dodge lights. They are enhanced, which means this man actually blocks, which is not going to. It doesn't bounce off, unless it's a superior block, which is pretty much a crushing counter.
Round 4.
Or like a pseudo deflect. Or an all guard. So, pretty much, it's not going to bounce off, but it's not so much that it has like zone properties, because zones like never bounce off shit. Side heavy finishers now have more trajectory, move forward more. It doesn't really help out too much. Unless you're trying to do like weird footsie things with people, just because you want to fuck around, which I do a lot. But, yeah, you know it's there. Deflect, they removed the heavy deflect, which no one really used that too much. And they just kind of made it the light deflect. After you do the light deflect, you can get a guaranteed light. Or you can switch. Actually, no, you can't switch sides apparently. You just get the guaranteed light for 4 more damage, which does 28. Holy crap. Also, for some reason, it says heavy instead of light. Okay, well, it's a heavy deflect. Trust me. I swear. But it does 28 damage, which is pretty schnasty, not gonna lie. Using Riptide Strike as a dodge attack is probably gonna be the best thing. They did... wait, not Riptide Strike. Using Storm Rush, which is the heavy dodge attack, is what's gonna be good. You can also do the follow-up light from there. Pretty much anything that you land, you can get the follow-up light after, as long as it's not a chain finisher. Yep, you can. Hello, Orochi main. Would you like to eat this, please? Yep. Okay, so on all chain finishers you can, but pretty much any attack that isn't a chain finisher you can, except for zone, because zones are stupid and bad and dumb because they're used for option selects, and we don't like option selects anymore. Friendship ended with option select. Friendship started with 50-50, and deflect's doing more damage apparently, or just being fucking useless. Rip Shinobi deflect. But yeah, that's actually everything for Orochi. It pretty much just made Storm Rush overpowered as hell, which is pretty not fun. You can now do it from neutral more reliably because it actually has iframes. So if you just want to randomly do it, you know, you can kind of keep doing it. And it's much easier to get into because you can dodge cancel from everything, including Storm Rush. They tried to make a Riptide Strike. They were talking about they wanted to make it like a reliable punishing tool in 1v1s, but it's a light. Storm Rush is just going to be better in general. Okay, let's speed run through these. Storming Tap, now faster. It's 400 milliseconds instead of 500. Does 15 from dodge, and it does 12 from soft feints, including zone, I'm guessing. Yep. So they changed. That actually does different damage depending on different things. Storming Tap also has enhanced properties, which means if someone blocks it, it doesn't bounce off, which makes that even better for the Raider main. Storming Tap also comes out at the same timing every time, which I'm pretty sure is the feint timing. Same with Hyper Armor, it always comes out at the same time on all of his heavies, which I'm pretty sure is also the feint timing, which is kind of hard to show. Like there, it didn't start up. So that means that characters can actually like get deflects from like Raider and not have to worry about getting slapped, which is pretty cool. Storming, wait, what's it? Raider's Storm. Oh fuck, I don't know Raider's move names. No. Raider Storm. Raider Storm. Zone. Okay, and then Raider's Fury is... Okay, both of his zones. Okay, both of his zones now cost fucking 12 stamina. What the? You spin me right. Why does it cost 12 stamina? Oh well. His zone now costs 12 stamina, which is pretty cool, I guess. I mean, you can't really option select with it, and you can't really option select in general now, so it doesn't really matter too much. Stampede charge, now 100 milliseconds faster, so it's 500 instead of 6.
Victory.
There we go. Top heavy finisher is now 100 milliseconds faster. It's now 900 instead of 1000. Wait, but...
Round 4.
No, I think that was JJ that they standardized as heavy timings. I'm gonna guess it's just gonna be the same as this. It's either the same or 100 milliseconds slower than his side heavies. Can't really tell too much. But boom! Speedrun time achieved. That is all of the Raider main changes. You can now pretty much zone whenever you want. It doesn't cost like barely any stamina. It costs 12. Bonk. It really shouldn't cost too much stamina because it is a pretty bad zone. The only time we're really going to use it is after getting the wall splat anyway. Unless you want to just do it from neutral so that you can go into swarming tap. Oh yeah, boys. Peak Raider gameplay. Am I right?
Round 5.
Okay, that's the all the changes for the characters, so I'm probably just gonna talk about option selecting now. They got some people that were like, hey, we don't like option selecting, because option selecting's bad and dumb and boring. Oh, I forgot to actually mention, Raiders top lights, always 500 milliseconds now. It no longer goes 500, 600, and 700, so that's pretty cool. Makes it so you can light spam a little more efficiently, which may as well make him the same as every other character. But you get the option selecting things. Option selects no longer work. Don't really know how they did that. Actually, no, I do know how they did that. I think they said, yeah, like there, trying to option select doesn't work. Pretty sure that also happens if you feint the heavy. Like if you buffer a feint. Nope, doesn't. They mentioned something about that, but yeah. Pretty much, if you throw a heavy and then you throw another input,
Victory.
the other input is going to make it so the heavy actually can't parry. And that's just to make... That's probably going to cause some other issues later that we don't know about yet, but we don't know about them yet, so it doesn't matter. Just makes it so option selecting isn't a thing. Which, talking about it objectively, kind of just gets rid of a lot of the, Which I'm going to back out so I can talk about this more. It takes away a lot of the layers of gameplay. Because with option selecting, you know, at least that one form of option selecting, like the zone option select, it's really easy, anyone can do it. You kind of just zone, instead of going just for a heavy for a parry, you kind of just do it against unblockables. Because if they threw it through, you'd get the parry. If they feint it, then their guard break would bounce off. But if they knew that you're going to option select, because a lot of people do, then they could either parry or deflect your option select, which a lot of assassins were getting really good deflects and also getting unblockables. So that's something that I really like to do. But now you can't really option select. Option selecting is for poo-poo heads. So that gets rid of that layer of gameplay of, are they going to option select or not? Now it's kind of just all on the, a normal, a little more simpler rock, paper, scissors. It kind of does the same thing, if you really think about it. If it gets rid of some of the more, like, toxic option selects, like with the guard break option select, I'm pretty sure that was a thing on PC that was bad. Overall, I'd say it's probably a good change then, even though I do like option selects. If it needs to go because of some, like, really broken thing, then I'm fine with it. Like with the, again, the guard break option selects. But now, pretty much any character that has a 50-50, there's a little bit less thinking on the person that's throwing the attack out. You kind of just gotta hope that you guess the 50-50 right. Or, you can extend your dodge if you're one of those characters. If you have like a dodge attack that doesn't have a lot of vulnerability, like chamans. So you're probably gonna see characters actually play people with dodge attacks or dodge bashes more, which a lot of the cast is actually getting. Now I think about it. Shinobi's is a little bit better because you can do it after one, so he should be able to. He should be able to do that, and a lot of the heavy dodge attacks that they're adding are a lot faster, so you can't just guard break them out of it like GND or JJ. So, I mean, they didn't get rid of all of the forms of option selecting is kind of the thing that makes it feel weird. Because you can still extend your dodge with, like, a lot of the characters. Like, Orochi main, Nobushi can still hidden stance into dodge. Shaolin can still extend his dodge. Jianhu's freaking dodge attack is still fast enough to interrupt a lot of characters. Diandi can. Hito can't anymore. Aramusha can now, though, for some reason. There's just a lot of characters that can do a lot of other option selects. Conqueror had like 5 of them. They kind of just got rid of one of them. I mean, it's kind of hard to get rid of the other ones, but like, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like they kind of just got rid of some of the characters' options for defense. But a lot of the other characters have other ones that are just as good, but they kind of do the same thing, but they still have them. So the consistency's down a little bit, but it kind of just changes the way of defense to be a little bit less safe against if you're fighting an opponent that doesn't know what option selects are, but kind of makes it the same if they knew what option selects were, because it's kind of just the same exact 50-50. Except instead of eating the unblockable or the guard break, you're eating whatever they're going to get for parrying your zone, which is a lot of your stamina and probably a light, or if they get a deflect. So consistency is the main issue for me. Other than that, if they need to get rid of it because there's some stupid toxic key binding type stuff you can do on PC, I'm fine with it. Option selects weren't like they were a very, very big part of the game with defending, but it's gotten to the point where like everyone knows what they are, especially with people like Freeze and stuff talking about them. Like, everyone knows what an option select is, unless you're like actually completely new to the game. So it kind of became useless, and it kind of looped around to being the same as the normal 50-50. So technically, gameplay wise, nothing's really changed, except maybe your zone will like, because it used to be like, oh, if someone option selects once, they're probably gonna do it like every time. So it kind of makes it actually harder for the attacker, if you really think about it. Unless there were more people than I thought that didn't know what option selects were. But usually whenever you throw out an option select, you'd have people trying to like stop it, which definitely changing the timing that the zone came out really kind of fucked over the person trying to parry it. I got used to the timing pretty fast, but you know, some people just don't learn. Because instead of it being like, oh, actually it wasn't even a mix-up before, I guess, because most people, if they knew what option select, they'd just do it every time, so you could just bait it out like super easy. Because like the alternative option selecting is just to guess for the 50-50, which if you option select every time, it's kind of just the same thing, except they're just the person that's throwing the thing out also kind of has to guess, or at least get the timing for the zone right to parry it or deflect it or do whatever the hell you want with it. All guard, I don't know. But yeah, overall, that changed. I like. That gives that's a plus for me. Shinobi, I'm going to probably make a separate video talking about why I don't like his changes, or maybe I won't because I don't have a ton of time. But yet, 49 damage for 1 bash, not exactly the best thing I'd like to see. Orochi changes, I'm pretty sure if someone actually wants to play him, if someone wants to really be a douche, they just Storm Rush like 50 times in a row. You just Storm Rush, get the guaranteed light follow-up, and then Storm Rush again. Because you wouldn't be able to interrupt them before that, because it has iframes, which is pretty cool. And then Raider's kind of just the same. It was a very long video. If this audio here is very compressed, it's because I'm adding it in post through Share Factory, which always makes audio compressed for some reason, but it was pretty much 40 minutes of just ranting about Shinobi, wasn't it? But oh well. I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye bye.